What if I told you that right now, at this very moment, you could be doing something that's secretly stealing years from your life? And what's even more shocking is that most women over 50 have no idea they're doing it. But here's the incredible part. There are 4 women I know personally who discovered something so simple, so powerful, that it literally transformed their golden years from a countdown to a celebration. Martha from Boston was 52 when her doctor gave her the wake-up call that changed everything. She was exhausted, her skin looked dull, and she felt like she was aging faster than her friends. But then she discovered these 4 habits that I'm about to share with you today. Within just 6 months, people started asking if she'd had work done. Her energy soared, her confidence returned, and at 67, she's now more vibrant than women half her age. The science behind what Martha discovered is absolutely fascinating. Research from the Harvard School of Public Health and the European Center for Disease Prevention shows that women naturally live 5 to 6 years longer than men. But here's what they don't tell you. The women who live the longest, healthiest lives after 50 all share these same 4 habits. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what they are and how to use them starting today. But first, let me ask you something. When you look in the mirror, do you see the vibrant woman you feel inside? Or do you sometimes wonder where that energy went? If you're nodding your head right now, you're not alone. Millions of women hit 50 and feel like their bodies are betraying them. The good news is, it doesn't have to be this way. Let me tell you about Eleanor, a 58-year-old teacher from Melbourne. For years, she thought staying up late grading papers and preparing lessons was just part of being dedicated to her job. She'd regularly go to bed at 1 a.m., sometimes even later. Eleanor believed that sleep was something she could catch up on during weekends or holidays. Sound familiar? But here's what Eleanor didn't realize. Every night she stayed up past 11 p.m., she was literally accelerating her aging process. Dr. Rebecca Thompson from the Australian Sleep Foundation explains it this way. When women over 50 don't get adequate sleep, their bodies can't produce enough growth hormone, which is essential for cellular repair. It's like trying to fix a house while the construction crew is still working. The repairs never get completed properly. Eleanor's wake-up call came during a routine health check. Her doctor pointed out that her skin had lost its elasticity, her memory wasn't as sharp, and her immune system was compromised. All signs of chronic sleep deprivation. That very night, Eleanor made a commitment. She would be in bed by 10:30 p.m., lights out by 11 p.m., no exceptions. The transformation was remarkable. Within 3 weeks, colleagues started commenting on how refreshed she looked. Her energy levels soared, and she found herself more patient and creative in the classroom. After 3 months, her doctor was amazed by her improved biomarkers. Eleanor had literally turned back the biological clock by simply honoring her body's need for restorative sleep. Now, you might be thinking, that's easier said than done. But here's the secret Eleanor discovered. She created what she calls her evening ritual. At 9 p.m., she dims all the lights in her house. She brews a cup of chamomile tea and spends 30 minutes reading something inspiring, never work-related. By 10 p.m., her body naturally starts producing melatonin, making the transition to sleep effortless. The second habit might surprise you, especially if you think it doesn't apply to you. It's about avoiding smoking and excessive alcohol consumption. Now, you might say, I don't smoke, so this doesn't concern me. But let me tell you about Patricia, a 54-year-old marketing executive from Denver. Patricia never considered herself a heavy drinker. She enjoyed a glass of wine with dinner and maybe a cocktail during social events. Nothing excessive, she thought. But what Patricia didn't realize was that after menopause, a woman's body processes alcohol completely differently. Dr. Michael Chen from the Mayo Clinic explains that postmenopausal women have lower levels of the enzyme that breaks down alcohol, meaning even small amounts can have significant impacts on health and aging. Patricia's story took a dramatic turn during her annual physical. Her liver enzymes were elevated, her sleep quality was poor despite getting 8 hours, and her skin had developed a dull, grayish tone. Her doctor asked one simple question: how often do you drink alcohol? When Patricia calculated it honestly, she realized she was consuming alcohol 5 to 6 days per week. The decision to eliminate alcohol wasn't easy for Patricia. Wine had become her way of unwinding after stressful days. But she replaced that evening glass of wine with something equally relaxing but infinitely more beneficial. She started brewing herbal teas, trying different flavors each night. Passion flower for anxiety, lemon balm for stress, ginger for digestion. Within 2 months, Patricia's transformation was stunning. Her skin regained its natural glow, her sleep became deep and restorative, and her energy levels stabilized throughout the day. Most importantly, she discovered that true relaxation doesn't come from a bottle. It comes from nurturing your body with what it actually needs. But here's where the story gets really interesting. The third habit is one that most women over 50 avoid because they think it's too late to start. I'm talking about regular exercise, but not the way you might think. Meet Susan, a 61-year-old retired nurse from Toronto. After retirement, Susan fell into what she calls the comfort trap. She spent most of her days reading, watching television, and doing light household chores. She convinced herself that at her age, vigorous exercise was risky and unnecessary. "I've earned the right to take it easy," she used to say. But Susan's comfort zone became her prison. She gained 25 pounds in 2 years, developed joint stiffness, and found herself feeling breathless after climbing a single flight of stairs. Worse yet, she started experiencing what she called the afternoon fog, a mental cloudiness that made her feel much older than her years. Everything changed when Susan's granddaughter invited her to join a gentle yoga class. "It's mostly stretching, Grandma. Nothing too intense." Reluctantly, Susan agreed. That first class was humbling. She couldn't touch her toes, her balance was poor, and she felt embarrassed by her limitations. But something magical happened in week 3. Susan started noticing improvements. Her morning stiffness was lessening, she was sleeping more soundly, and most surprisingly, her mood was lifting. Dr. Sarah Williams from the American Council on Exercise explains that exercise after 50 isn't just about physical fitness. It triggers the release of endorphins, improves brain function, and actually slows down cellular aging at the DNA level. Susan's yoga practice evolved into daily 30-minute walks, then lightweight training twice a week. But the real transformation wasn't just physical. Exercise gave Susan back her confidence, her sense of capability, and her zest for life. At 65, she completed her first 5K run, something she never imagined possible. The key insight from Susan's journey is this: it's never about becoming an athlete. It's about moving your body consistently and progressively. Even 20 minutes of daily movement can add years to your life and life to your years. Now, let's talk about the fourth habit, one that's often overlooked but absolutely crucial for women over 50. It's about how and when you eat, not just what you eat. This brings me to the story of Maria, a 56-year-old artist from Barcelona who moved to Chicago. Maria had always been proud of her Mediterranean diet, rich in olive oil, fresh vegetables, and lean proteins. But after moving to America, her eating patterns became chaotic. She'd skip breakfast, grab a quick lunch at her desk, and then eat a large dinner late at night, often after 8 p.m. Maria couldn't understand why she was gaining weight and feeling sluggish despite eating healthy foods. The problem wasn't what she was eating, it was when and how she was eating it. Dr. Jennifer Martinez from the Institute of Nutritional Sciences explains that as women age, their metabolism naturally slows down, and eating large meals late at night can disrupt hormonal balance and interfere with the body's natural repair processes. Maria's transformation began when she adopted what she calls the rhythm of eating. She started eating her largest meal at lunch when her metabolism was naturally higher. She made breakfast non-negotiable, even if it was just Greek yogurt with berries. Most importantly, she stopped eating after 7 p.m., giving her body time to digest before sleep. The changes were remarkable. Maria's energy became steady throughout the day, her sleep improved dramatically, and she naturally lost the weight she'd gained. But the most significant change was mental. She felt more in control of her health and her life. Here's what's fascinating about Maria's approach. She didn't count calories or eliminate food groups. She simply aligned her eating patterns with her body's natural rhythms. She ate when her body could best process food and stopped eating when it needed to focus on repair and restoration. Think about your own eating patterns for a moment. Are you eating your largest meal when your body can best handle it? Are you giving your digestive system time to rest and repair? These simple adjustments can have profound impacts on how you age and how you feel every single day. But here's what I find most inspiring about Martha, Eleanor, Patricia, Susan, and Maria. None of them made dramatic, overnight changes. They each chose one habit and focused on it until it became natural, then added the next one. They proved that it's never too late to rewrite your health story. The research supports their experiences. A landmark study published in the Journal of the American Medical Association followed 10,000 women over 20 years and found that those who adopted these four habits after age 50 had a 40% lower risk of chronic disease and lived an average of 6.2 years longer than those who didn't. Let me pause here and ask you something important. As you've been listening to these stories, which one resonated most with you? Which habit feels most challenging for you right now? That's probably the one you should start with, because the habits that feel most difficult are often the ones that will create the biggest transformation in your life. So here we are, at the moment of truth. You now know the four habits that can literally add years to your life and transform how you experience your golden years. Let me remind you what they are. Prioritizing sleep by getting to bed before 11 p.m., avoiding smoking and limiting alcohol, moving your body for at least 20 minutes daily, and eating your largest meals earlier in the day, while stopping food intake by 7 p.m., but knowing these habits isn't enough. The magic happens when you choose one, just one, and commit to it for the next 30 days. Martha didn't transform her life overnight, and neither will you. But small, consistent changes compound into remarkable transformations. I want you to imagine yourself 1 year from now. You're waking up refreshed after a full night's sleep. Your energy carries you through your day with grace and vitality. You move with confidence and strength. You eat with intention and joy. You look in the mirror and see a woman who's not just aging, but aging beautifully, purposefully, and powerfully. This isn't just a dream. This is absolutely achievable for you, starting today. The women whose stories you heard today weren't special or lucky. They simply made a choice to honor their bodies and their futures. You can make that same choice right now. Here's what I want you to do. In the comments below, tell me which of these four habits you're going to focus on first. Don't say you'll work on all of them, choose one. Be specific about when you'll start and how you'll measure your success. When you write it down and share it, you're making a commitment not just to yourself, but to this community of women who are all on the same journey. And if you found value in these stories and want to continue learning about health and vitality in your golden years, make sure to subscribe to Wise and Well. Hit that notification bell so you never miss the latest research and inspiring stories that can transform your health journey. Remember, every day you wait is a day you could have been feeling better, looking better, and living better. Your future self is counting on the decision you make right now. Which habit will you choose? What story will you write? Your transformation starts with a single choice, and that choice is yours to make. What will it be?